Greetings all. Greetings all, Excellencies. A beautiful journey of World Peace Summit. 18 days of our journey. We are at sixth day. Sustainable Development Goal 6. A fabulous day. This is the life. Today what we are discussing is, that is the life, water and sanitation. Because we know we can survive without food for a while, but we cannot survive without water. So it's most important when compared to food. It's the most important. So such important thing, water, because it's a source of life. The water is the source of life. We know that all human body is made of water. Major part is occupied by water. So it has a crucial role, and it's a crucial day. That is the sixth day. We have a galaxy of stars, a galaxy of people, highly intellectuals, visionaries at global level. So having their presence on this special day, I welcome you all, Excellencies, under the sixth day of World Peace Summit, a mega journey that is happening from 1st May 2023 onwards. God blessed us to continue this successful streak with sixth day, and many eminent visionaries are going to join us. From Australia, one Excellency who is working on the Sustainable Development Goals, and from China, a scientist who is working on the Sustainable Development Goals. Some eminent people are going to join us, and it's already confirmed from a minister from Dominican Republic is going to join us. So with the galaxy of people today, really we are going to see the stars, the people who have been doing their best to make this planet a better place. So with such great people, such good people, such a humanitarian people, we are going to run this sixth day of World Peace Summit. So before I invite our chief guest to continue this program, I invite Professor Dr. Vijay Caroline ma'am, a brief about our Royal Council. Over to you, Professor Dr. Vijay Caroline ma'am.
Thank you very much, brother Rajarao. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Dr. Caroline from India, the Managing Director of Vishwa Humanity United International Life Foundation. We are focusing on Sustainable Development Goals 1 to 17, and we moved on from first Sustainable Development Goal we addressed, and now on sixth Sustainable Development Goal we are discussing. The main motto of this conducting World Peace Summit is to bring awareness in the minds of the society.
One second, ma'am. Professor Salman, can you please mute yourself? Professor Salman Musa Tarfa. Thank you, brother. Ma'am, it's no problem. Then you please can.
Yeah, it's getting, I was unmute, but I don't know how it was muted again. Okay, I'm Caroline from India, Managing Director of Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council, Chairman the Life Foundation. We started the World Peace Summit in the year 2022, and we are celebrating the anniversary of World Peace Summit. This summit 2023, we are focusing on Sustainable Development Goals 1 to 17 and World Peace. We have organized the sessions effectively, efficiently, and we addressed the issues of Sustainable Development Goals 1 to 5th. And today we are taking up Sustainable Development Goal 6th. The main motto of this conducting these programs to unite all the global leaders on one platform and to discuss the issues and problems of the nation and global. So it is like a brainstorming and taking up the ideas generated by the eminent speakers, global leaders, and the international speakers So these inputs and insights, we try our best level to uplift the society nationally and internationally. So we have taken whatever the words we discussed in the first summit. We are trying our best level to make it a physical activities. We have two organizations under this Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. One is Telangana Kala Parishad, as we believe in diversity in unity. So Telangana Kala Parishad focused on the cultural diversity among the people, and especially India is rich in cultural and heritage. We have different cultures, different languages, different lifestyle, and we are in unity as called as Indians. So Telangana Kala Parishad has united all the people of different states and conducted the programs physically to bring awareness in the minds of the nation, people of the community, to understand Indians are one with different cultures, different diversities in thinking, attitude, and the lifestyle. And also, as India is mainly agricultural country, we are focusing on farmers, and Telangana Kala Parishad has shown solidarity when farmers are facing the problems. And they suffer a lot with so many burning problems. Everyone knows, the Indian know better how the farmers of India has faced the trauma. And it has shown solidarity and been with farmers. And also during COVID time, the migrant workers suffered a lot, moving to different parts of their places in India. And they have to walk, there is no transportation. At that time, Telangana Kala Parishad taken the issues and burning issues of the problems of the migrant workers to the notice of the government. And the government has taken steps. And in this way, Telangana Kala Parishad is doing a great service to the society at its level. And the Life Foundation run by me, I'm the chairman. Especially the Life Foundation focus on underprivileged and surveillance. That is the people, the community who are below poverty line. We have adopted 55 acres of slums, and we have focused on education. And we have set up the education centers in the slums and seen that good education is important. We're trying our best level to provide them quality education and to have a clean environment in the surroundings, because the slum is with filthy environment, filthy habits. That is, the male are engrossed with are addicted with all bad habits, and they are not being the head of the family, not taking care of the family, and not taking up the responsibilities. As a counseling psychologist, I've taken up so many awareness programs in the slums and make them understand and realize the importance of the life and to live the life in a great peace. We are trying our best level to have a great peace within in the society, especially underprivileged, with a lot of fears and phobias in their lives. And we have taken up awareness programs to strengthen them and to lead life peacefully. And being a woman, we want the women to be empowered. For that, we have set up the tailoring centers in the slums, and we have trained 30 women, and they started their own tailoring centers. And we want to establish more. And at the same time, Vishwa Humanity would like to have good MOUs with international organizations where can we have good projects for development of infrastructure and uplift the poverty-stricken society. And we are moving ahead. A lot of talks are going on. Very soon, we are going to sign the MOUs and take in the good projects that will be implemented in the society, in the nation, and globally. At our level, we are striving hard for the upliftment of the underprivileged. What we said on the Zoom platform, we try our best level to implement physically, nationally and internationally. And the government also understood that how we are working for the welfare of the society, visited our office in Hyderabad and studied our works And very soon, we are going to have projects even with the government. In this way, we are moving ahead for the upliftment of the nation and especially Indian underprivileged society. We are going to work nationally and internationally soon. And we are going to show in the next year what all the works we have taken up and implemented physically for the welfare of the society. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction of Royal Council. We hope that God will bless us to execute all the sustainable government at our level. So these things will take time, but soon we are expecting to happen. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the beautiful introduction. Now we'll start the program. A beautiful day, SDG 6, because already in World Peace Summit, World Peace Commission page, our people are writing so many questions, their queries regarding today program. So as they are watching, let's invite our chief guest of the day, Professor Samir Mukherjee, who is a pioneer in the latest 3D virtual technology in India. Having his presence today as chief guest, really, it's an honor to us. I have been thinking of inviting him for long, but I am expecting for a day which suits rightly to him, because if we invite him, it has to be a great day. So that's my motto. So thinking that yesterday I called His Excellency Professor Dr. Samir Mukherjee and requested him to be the chief guest of today's session, and immediately he said yes. So really, thank you, sir. Thank you so much for accepting. And with this note, I invite the chief guest of the day, Professor Samir Mukherjee, founder and CEO of IVRF, to address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Can you hear me? Hear me clearly?
Yes, sir. Perfectly.
Perfectly. Okay, fantastic. Actually, the way you exaggerate the entire introduction part, I do not have much word in my mouth. Okay. However, in fact, I'm seriously was a little confused. I thought that 8:30 is the program, and probably at 2 o'clock I got my flight today. Okay, so I'm a little bit bogged down with that. And when you called, I thought that you are asking me. In any case, let's start this. I will not talk much. He said that you always talk very extensively. So this time you have to talk very, very low, very small. Okay. So let's start it. A very warm greetings from IVRFF, especially my gratitude to all learned dignitaries and my friend, Dr. Raja Rao from Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. Is it okay? Okay.
Yes, sir. Perfect. Perfect.
I'm thankful to the organizer also for inviting me. I'm seriously humble and simultaneously honored. I will not discuss about anything mentioned in the manual of UN. I will not discuss anything about SDG 6. I don't think people will be annoyed on that, isn't it? Let me give some example, because of just 10 minutes, and SDG 6 will take a huge lot of time to explain. Okay, so let me tell you a small story. One of my very core area is storytelling. Okay, so let me tell you the story. See, SDG 6 is seriously very pertinent topic in this so-called modern world, where people still believe that the packaged drinking water is the safest commodity. But can you believe last few decades back, It was not like that. I, in my childhood, usually have just normal water from the tap. Who make this world, who make this earth for us? We. So not SDG 6, it's we. We have to change. Now I will not again go to SDG 6. I will go to a cinema, a story of a cinema. Okay. I think Dr. Rajarao will love it, but I do not know. However, ladies and gentlemen, yes, it's okay, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Some people have joined. Please
Okay.
continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Professor Samir, working in emerging technology field for last couple of decades. And my intention, my interest at this moment is blending art, culture with the waves of digital engineering, digital technology. All the work, what we are doing at this moment is this. Okay. Now come to the main point, which is seriously related to today's program. Actually, I have to remember so many things. Couple of years back, a film was released, namely Toilet, a Prem Katha. Can you remember? Can anybody heard of this particular film's name? No, nobody. It was by Akshay Kumar. Okay. So Toilet, a Prem Katha.
Toilet Prem Katha. Prem
Yeah,
Katha.
Toilet, a Prem Katha. Actually, Toilet, a love story. That is also in some part where Hindi is not the language. They are using Toilet, a love story. It is not true that I watch that particular film because of I love that kind of rom-com. No, not at all. I watch basically for a certain reason. One of my friend, Factory, was influenced by this film. Now I'm coming to that story, not that cinema story. Probably you know the cinema story, isn't it? Let me tell you in one-liner kind of that cinema story. What was that story? Akshay Kumar married a girl from a little bit of uplifted family. Okay. When girl comes to Akshay Kumar's house, he checked that there is no toilet. She can't believe herself that it is possible without a toilet. She had to explain to her in-laws, to everyone, that toilet is how much necessary.
You are muted, sir. Kindly unmute yourself. I request all the participants, kindly mute yourself. Please, sir, please go ahead.
So means how long I was muted? Means it was muted by the admin probably.
No, it's not like that, sir. When we are trying to stop others, so it is happening.
That's by admin. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Please, sir, please.
So basic concept is here that in 2017, we have to make this kind of film where the essentiality of a toilet is so much that become a message on that particular film, and we want to give it to the audience. Can you believe? Can we believe this? All of a sudden, why we are in this primitive age? I do not understand all this. However, now my story comes. One of my very good friend, like kind of very good relationship. That gentleman got a factory of a portable toilet. Basically, the toilet, a Prem Katha concepts, comes from his factory. What he is doing, he is making a portable toilet and giving these things in the rural area. People can use this toilet, very comfortable. So people will have a kind of a feelings, guts feelings that yes, I also have a toilet. That was his initiation. Now his factory is very big. I just discussed with that gentleman last 5-6 days back also. And he is one of the pioneer. His toilet forced our Prime Minister to give him a kind of a, what award did they say? It's a big award. Now you understand that what is the relationship with SDG 6 and my today's story. My intention is very simple. To be very honest with you people, that basically the Mother Earth gives us clean water. Mother Earth always produces clean air. It's not her fault. If we do not have, that is our fault. We have to check that, by which we can come to a conclusion that everybody will have all this kind of systems. Thank you so very much. Especially my thanks goes to Dr. Raja Rao and the organizer and other co-speakers. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and for giving this beautiful, inspiring speech with a live example.
No,
Really,
you people accepting my story. This is original story. You check it out.
yes. Really, sir. Really.
Yeah.
That's why
So
I'm saying it's a live
that's
example.
the concept, you know.
Yes.
Thank you very
Really.
much.
Yes. It's really so great, sir.
I'll be here for couple of minutes, another 10-15 minutes. After that, I will push up because of, I have to pack and all this. Okay. Okay. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And today it is a beautiful introduction by Professor Samir Mukherjee, because he is into making our nation, technically our nation, to be advanced. He is doing commendable job, having his presence as a chief guest and introductory speech. Really, it's amazing. Thank you once again, sir. You made it a day. And we have a special guest again from Georgia, Inga Garsilava, Dr. Inga Garsilava from Georgia. She is going to give a keynote presentation on Sustainable Development Goal 6. I invite Inga Garsilava. Excellency, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone. Warm greetings from Georgia. Thank you very much, Dr. Raja Rao, for this invitation. It's a great honor for me, really. I have presentation. Please give Ellen. If she help me, please share my presentation. Hello, Ellen. Share my presentation, dear.
Yes, please. You can.
Okay, today we have a very interesting topic. She cannot share there. Ellen, have my presentation. Please allow Helen to share my presentation.
Yes, ma'am, you are co-host. You can share.
Yes, I go host and make Ellen now. 1 minute. Thank you. Where are the Ellen? Yes, miss.
Yes, I made her co-host too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now she's also
Thank
co-host.
you. Thank you. Sorry for this. But now see my presentation. Okay. The problem of water pollution in Georgia and its impact on the socio-economic situation of the country. Water is a unique and primary vital natural resources necessary for the existence of humans, animals, and vegetation. It is the primary need for human life after air, and that is why it is considered a unique resource. Despite the awareness of this fact by each of us, most of the water resources on Earth are polluted. Water pollution is a general anthropogenic change that affects water quality, maintenance, and certain people, animals, and ecosystems around the world. Okay, also, our planet is covered with, covered with 70% water. Most of it is not suitable for human use. In particular, researchers have estimated that only 3% of the total volume of water on Earth is pure water. Is pure water very important. Repeat industrialization. Okay. Abuse of scarce water resources and many other factors play a role in the process of water pollution. For example, approximately 400 billion tons of waste are generated annually in the world. Most of these wastes are discharged into water bodies. The water pollution is a problem that worries almost all countries of the world, including Georgia. This problem has a decisive impact not only in the ecological and social, but also on the economic situation of the country. Okay, overview of the current state of the world's water resources. Recently, the situation has significantly worsened compared to 10 years ago. Earthly and aquatic ecosystem face the greatest challenges and many are in critical condition. Water stress levels are high in all basins with intensive irrigated agriculture and densely populated cities competing for water, especially where resources are scarce due to climate condition. In countries with high level of water stress, agriculture contributes significantly to this problem. In Central Asia, the Middle East, West Asia, and North Africa, water withdrawals for agriculture account for a significantly proportion of toilet water withdrawals and so on. Water stress caused by agricultural abstraction reflects the critical importance of the Nile and other river basins in the Arabian, also Peninsula and South Asia. Okay, there are factors that cause water pollution in the world: industrial waste, temperature increase, use of pesticides in agriculture, oil spills, and more, of course. Considered one of them, for example, the consumption of pesticides increased by about 2.11 times in 2016-2022. Therefore, we can conclude that the increase in the level of water pollution and is one of the most important factors causing this problem. Management of water resources in Georgia, my country, and it is socio-economic consequences. Georgia belongs to the number of countries rich in water resources. But on the initiative of the National Statistical Service of Georgia, the study Georgian natural resources and environmental protection was carried out in 2021-2022 also. The research revealed that despite the fact that Georgia is considered a country rich in water resources, the issue of proper use of these resources is still relevant. The main problems are water distribution and pollution. Water resources in Georgia are naturally unevenly distributed and are mainly concentrated in the western part of Georgia. Eastern Georgia often suffer from water shortage. Almost we see all the river of Eastern Georgia from a single river system and flow into the Caspian Sea, while the rivers of Western Georgia flow independently into Black Sea. Among the factors affecting the river ecosystem, the problem of water consumption is of great importance. As a result of the agriculture use of water resources, especially non-returnable water consumption, irrigation, melioration, there is a lowering of the water level. Reduction of water resources, the growing pollution of the hydrosphere and its environment, atmosphere, lithosphere, it's even more important and problematic, very, very problematic. The main water management reasons for the quality deterioration of water resources are, we see now, irrigation, reclamation of brackish soil, waste water, also proper organization of water, the reservoirs, and logging. It's very, very important. Okay, and now natural is a problem of water pollution also worsens the economic situation of Georgia, because as we mentioned, it is causes a lot of diseases which reduces the productivity in the country. If we look, I have time, sorry. If we look at the indicators of the economic condition of the country in the last few years, we can conclude that there is a direct proportion relationship between the increase in the level of water pollution and the deterioration of the economic condition of the country. The main reason for this is that the economic condition of the country. The main reason for this is that economic situation of this or that country is directly related to its ecological situation. My dear colleagues, and finally, so in Georgia as well as in the whole world, water pollution is a very serious problem. It has a negative impact not only the inhabitants of the polluted aquifer, but also on people's health and in general all the socioeconomic and ecological situation of the countries. That is why it is very important. Why is it very important to prevent water pollution? It is necessary to make society more aware of the consequences of water pollution and its prevention, as a result of which the society will be able to refuse the use of pesticides and fertilizers or use them in moderation. Reduction of consumption of products containing detergents, okay, maintains clean lakes in or near water bodies in a particular elimination of waste disposal. Okay, and so on. We see so many things. It is very, very important, and I think that if all of the above is taken into account, it will help to solve the problem of water pollution in Georgia and of course around the world, which will improve the health of the society as a whole, as well as the health of individuals, the social, economic, and ecological situation of the country. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you so much for that beautiful presentation. As we requested on your this special keynote message, you did your best job.
We have only 10 minutes. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yes, we know that you do it better, but you did the best, and you have given a wonderful inputs on water and the prominence of SDG 6. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Professor Vijay Kulkarni sir, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Can you switch on your audio and video?
Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, I
hope.
Can you see?
No, sir, you are not visible on the screen.
What is the reason?
You have something in your hand. Please keep it aside so that you can be visible.
Am I visible now?
No, not sir.
No, but I can see my screen, sir.
You can see your screen, but you are not there now.
I'm there only.
Switch off the video and switch it on, sir. Now switch it on. Still you are not there, sir.
What is wrong? I'm there.
You are there, but you
Hello?
are not visible. You are there, but you are not visible. Because we are going to talk about modern Chanakya of India without seeing you, or when you are not visible, how can we introduce you, sir, to our audience and to our beloved speakers?
1 minute.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Now, am I visible now?
1 second. No, not it, sir.
No. 1 minute. Then I will, just join from other mobile if that is fine.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Hope now I am visible, sir. Am I visible now?
No, sir, not it.
But now I can see myself, sir.
You are not visible to us, sir. That is the problem.
But what is happening?
Sir, remove the background that you have, sir.
I have removed. Am I visible?
Yes.
Yes, now you are visible perfectly.
Yeah.
From
Okay.
this system.
Oh, I don't know what has happened.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Because your presence is very important, sir. It makes a lot of difference.
I am extremely sorry, sir, for delay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyway, today we have a chief guest. One more chief guest. After Professor Samir Mukherjee, we have a keynote address from Inga Karsilava from Georgia. Now this session is separate session because he is modern Chanakya. He is the man who wanted to develop Indian management education. For that, he has authored nearly 10 books on management. If you see his qualification, it's like a chain. Really, that's so amazing. A resource person having his presence in our program. Really, we have had so many times discussions on doing our nation a better place, on regarding several issues. But soon we are thinking of taking it forward. We'll do it, sir. Anyway, having His Excellency Professor Dr. Vijay Kulkarni, sir, in our special day, special occasion to speak on SDG 6. Really, it's great. So, with this note, I invite our chief guest, Professor Dr. Vijay Kulkarni, sir, who is the professor of School of Management, Ajinkya Patil University, and he is into research. He has he is been looking after the research wing in management department. So, with this knowledge, he is going to lead today on Sustainable Development Goal 6, 6th day with his special speech. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rajarao, sir. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and namaskar to each one of you. I am really delighted to be with you all. And as earlier, very eminent speakers have contributed their thoughts on the given subject, I am highly indebted to the organizer, Dr. Rajarao, Chairman, and the President, Professor Vijay, for inviting me for the World Peace Summit 2023 as a chief guest and to speak on the theme related to peace and sustainable development, which is called as Goal SDG 6. And it is related to the clean water and sustainability. It is really very important that today is the 6th day of World Peace Summit. Friends, as you know, that water and sanitation and hygiene, they are the heart of well-being of the human being and community at large. And that is where it has been focused under the SDG goal. safe drinking water or clean water and sanitation. They plays very important role as the essential needs. However, if we look at the water crisis, which are becoming more common around the world, the billions of people are continue to suffer from the lack of clean water, sanitation, and hygiene. Importantly, access to the quality water, sanitation, is a basic human right. I'm sure that as we are working on it, all of us are aware about the fact that it is a part of basic human rights. And that is where it has been also included under the SDG Goal 6. If we talk about water, we need to understand that there is a water inequality as such, and it is alarming situation worldwide. When we speak about the clean, accessible water for all as essential part of life, but simultaneously we have to remember ourselves that millions of people, including children, pregnant women, they die every year from the diseases which are waterborne diseases or the diseases which are associated with the inadequate clean water supply, polluted drinking water supply. And if the polluted water is related to the sanitation and hygiene, then we need to try and see how we can overcome and are required to work hardly. Hardly, what I mean is seriously, as far as the clean and accessibility of water for all is concerned. Water scarcity or poor water quality and inadequate sanitations. As you know, that it has a negative impact on the food security, then livelihood choices, educational education-related opportunities for the poor family across the globe. I'm sure that all of us are aware about the fact that presently more than 2 billion people are living with the risk of reduced access to the clean water. I'm using few synonymous word or maybe say the word simultaneously, which are closer to the clean water or maybe say the fresh water or the water which is a potable water per se, which is a good for the drinking purpose. By 2050, at least 1 out of 4 people is likely to live in the country which is going to be affected by the shortage of clean drinking water facility. And I'm sure that this situation is really alarming situation. By 2030, around 700 million people could be displaced by the intense water scarcity. Here we are talking about the accessibility, whereas on the other hand, we find that intense water scarcity is there worldwide. And there are a few countries where there is no even drinking water available at the moment in the country, and they are forced to bring the water from maybe say other continent. Sustainable Development Goal, it targets that by 2030, we are already into 2023. And what goal is expected to achieve? That to achieve universal and equitable access to the safe and affordable drinking water for all. My previous very brilliant speaker has talked about maybe say the drinking water or a safe drinking water, and he has referred that at his childhood when this water was easily available and the potable water too was available, but now the scenario is changed, and that is where we need to really work on the universal and equitable access of safe drinking water for all. Then second thing is that to achieve the access to the adequate and equitable sanitation and hygiene for all, we need to ensure that the special attention is required to be paid to the needs of women, girls, and those who are living in the vulnerable situation. So here focus is again diverted towards the people who are not having easy access, and they are living in the really vulnerable situations. If we want to improve the water quality, then what is required to be done? Some of our earlier speakers, they have referred to the pollution or water pollution. So we need to reduce the pollution, then eliminating the dumping and minimizing release of hazardous chemicals and materials, which have been easily mixing in the flowing waters of the rivers. And having this proposition of untreated water is really an alarming situation, is creating even the problems related to the hygiene. And in this situation, we have to focus upon the recycling of the water and reuse of the water at a national and at international level. As far as India is concerned, I'm sure that all of you are aware about the fact that when new construction is coming up, it has been made mandatory that the recycling of water should be made by the societies and it should be used for the purpose of, say, lavatories. Then sustainability will help us to increase the water use and efficiency across all the sectors. When we talk about sustainability, basically, if we refer to the word sustainability, in the Hindi, it is called as a Shashwat, and Marathi, it is called as a Chirantar. It means that it should be a sustainable. And to bring in sustainability, people's participation plays very important role, without which we cannot think of overcoming these challenges worldwide. To integrate the water resource management at all levels. It may be at the individual level, it may be say at the community level, it may be say at the society level wherein you and me are staying. But we have to try and bring in all these practices at all the levels so that it is possible for us to work and maybe say work and be optimistic that by 2030 we will be in position to achieve the goal, which is included as the sixth goal. There, the protect and restore water related ecosystem is also one of the important aspects which we need to consider. And for that, what needs to be included into it is related, whether they are the mountains, they are the forests, they are the rivers, they are the lakes, or even the wetlands as such. Ecosystem was there, ecosystem is there, and we have to work hard towards it and ensure that we as a human being and I as maybe say the individual is taking initiative to ensure that there is equitability, there is access to the all, there is the clean water, and all these things are related to hygiene. And if we work hard on the equitable access, then I'm sure that we will be able to achieve the goal, which is given very important. And I'm really thankful to Dr. Raja Rao, who has taken such a great initiative in inviting the different peoples, different stalwarts, different very, very elite people, I would say, that who have knowledge about the field. And that is where they have been putting forth their views and ideas. And as Madam has said in the beginning, that we want to work together and ensure that we are working towards the achieving goal. Before I conclude in next minute, Raja Rao sir, what are the key insights or what conclusions can be drawn if we look at, say, the world data? As of now, about say 2.2 billion people are living without the access of a basic drinking water facility. The second thing is that when we look at the globe, 74% of the total globe population is having access to safety managed drinking water as such, which is a good sign. The third thing is that 3 billion people don't have it is at the global level, 3 billion people don't have the access to the hand washing facilities. I am referring this because this is related to the hygiene part of it. And more than half of the global population does not have access to safe sanitation. Still, 673 million people practice open defecation. Again, this is related to the important and related to the hygiene part of it. And the last but not least, out of 172 countries, 80% are having medium or low implementation of better water resource management. And I'm sure that all of us together working on the goal of clean and clean, potable, safe drinking water and the sanitation is going to be a great achievement. And one step forward towards it is that bringing people together or bringing like-minded people together and discussing on such a burning issue is really highly admirable. I said to Chairman Dr. Raja Rao sir and all your committee members who have taken pain to invite and discuss continuously on 6th day as such. With this word, I conclude my thought as such. And if you have anything to ask me, I'm there for maybe say responding.
Yes, we will ask you, sir. We will ask you because when you are going to start Indian education system, sir, Bharatiya education system, that is your vision to develop. Is there any plannings for that?
Sir, already we have started working on Indian
Already
knowledge.
started. Congratulations, congratulations.
So we have started working on it, and the important aspect of it, as you know, one of the very distinguished speaker has referred that water sources were available there in his childhood. So there we need to connect ourselves with the availability of water resources. Even today, it is not that there is no water resource. The thing is that the sources are polluted. So if we can connect it to the Indian knowledge system, the Indian knowledge system is nothing new, but it has to be connected with the existing knowledge which our forefathers were, were carrying out as such. Whether it is related to the hygiene, it was related to the health, it was related to the potable water or drinking water facility as such. And I'm sure that even we can throw light upon the Indian knowledge system. And I'm really sir, amazed to know that you are also focusing on Indian knowledge system. And now
we have to, sir. We have to focus on it, and we have to be part of it. It is our responsibility to take it to global level, because ultimately the people have to get benefit from the system. Surely, sir. Thank you so much. We will certainly there with you when you start your journey. We'll be with you, and the nation will support you, because the humanity should get benefit from your management knowledge, sir. While I was going through, I get the feeling of modern Chanakya. Such a feeling I got regarding the work you have done towards management system. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Sir,
And
I'm also, sir, looking forward to you and your contributions, and I'm sure that collectively we will, take it further, and that is where we can work together.
Certainly, sir. Certainly, you are with us, sir. You are with us, and your ideas will be placed in our Savani. Then certainly we'll take it to the government of India and all nations' governments. Really, we do that, sir. That's why we have a World Peace Summit. We are endorsed by our government, sir, because if you see, there are nearly many state chief ministers, governors, central ministers. They have come forward to endorse us, and they have put their ideas in the form of messages. Really, they did have given a great support to us. And certainly, after this program, also we do commendable job, sir. Your support, we do that, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for inviting again. And really, I am highly indebted to each one of you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we have the power. We have the power source of Zoom. The great Khairuddin sir. He is magic. He is music. If he sings a song or if he plays some music, whatever, he can does anything. because he looks like 1990s or 1980s person like that. But if you see his mind, his energy, his power, his caliber, his capability, he is next generation kid. Such a great strength he has, because I attended many of his programs hosted by him on several platforms. Really, the power he has in encouraging the speakers, because from the moment he starts the program to end of the program, he keeps on encouraging his speakers and he gives them energy and he encourages them to be a great speaker. I know him very well as an academician, international speaker, scholar, researcher, but he's a great humanitarian and a great human being, because he is doing wonderful job as a scholar, as a researcher, and he's supporting many platforms. He's supporting many platforms for humanitarian cause. Really, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. First of all, for the thing that you are giving energy to the people, because you are the best speaker. Just you can do your job and you can leave, but it's not your idea. You are nurturing great speakers in your platforms. We are very happy, sir, because we witnessed that. And thank you so much for joining us, because last year you have given us World Peace Summit a great boost, and this on the special day of 6th day Sustainable Development Goal 6, water, which is a life source to human beings. Having your presence here, really a great thing, sir. As a chief guest, we invite Professor Khairuddinji, FCILT, adjacent Professor, Asian Metropolitan University from Malaysia. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Rajarao Pagidipali. Thank you for those kind words. Now you frighten me for all the kind words that you have described about me. Now I just feel like picking up my guitar and just playing a song for you guys. But no, before I forget, I had a lot of things in my head. I have slides also, about 200 slides. No, I'm just kidding. I only about 4 or 5 slides about the topic. But before that, I just want to talk about World Peace Summit, which is a really wonderful initiative by you and your team, yeah, Dr. Caroline. And because when we talk about, and the theme is Peace and SDG 6. So you see, after the 2 world wars we had, the United Nations was formed, right? All because of what? Because we want to make sure that we live in peace. And there are a lot of peacekeeping operations all over the world. Even as I'm speaking, there's war going on in Sudan, and the war in Ukraine hasn't ended. But that aside, life has to go on. And I just like to take this opportunity to congratulate you on the 6th day of the World Peace Summit 2023. And today we have already heard my good friend was already, although he didn't speak about SDG 6, Professor Samir, he also couldn't run away from the SDG 6. He did mention some things there. Okay, let me just, before I blabber on into something else, let me just share my slides here.
Yes, sir, you can.
Am I okay, audible?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. Okay. We are talking in the next 6 or 7 minutes. I want to deliberate on the 6 SDG clean water and sanitation. And 1 or 2 of our earlier speakers have already, deliberated. And I just to be to be fair, all these I have Googled and taken from the United Nations. Okay. Okay. Next slide. Okay. Now, Sustainable Development Goals. Sustainable Development Goal 6 on water and sanitation, SDG 6, seeks to ensure safe drinking water and sanitation for all, focusing on the sustainable management of water resources, wastewater and ecosystems, and acknowledging the importance of an enabling keyword, okay, enabling environment. Sustainable Development Goal 6 is about clean water and sanitation for all. It is one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals established by the United Nations General Assembly in 2015, okay? The official wording is ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Okay, the next one. Okay, these are the targets of it. 6.1, safe and affordable drinking water, open endification, and provide access to sanitation and hygiene. And target 6.3 is improve water quality, wastewater treatment, and safe reuse. And target 6 is increase water use efficiency and ensure fresh water supplies. Target 6.5, implement integrated water resources management. And target 6.6 is protected and restore water-related ecosystem. So the United Nations document is a beautiful document, it's a beautiful blueprint, and the target is 2030. And we have less than what? 7 years, maybe 6 years more, before we see whether this is happening or not. And before I forget, at the top of my mind, as I was listening to the other speakers just now, I was thinking about plastics, okay, which I will come up in the slide shortly. Okay. Before that, someone has already mentioned this. I just like to repeat. Okay. Now, the world's water-related ecosystems are being degraded at an alarming rate. Over the past 300 years, somebody already mentioned it, over 85% of the planet's wetlands have been lost. Okay. Now, meeting drinking water sanitation and hygiene targets by 2030 require a 4 times increase in the pace of progress. So we need to work 4 times harder. Okay. At the current rate, in 2030, somebody also mentioned it a while ago, 1.6 billion people will lack safely managed drinking water. 2.8 billion people will lack safely managed sanitation, and 1.9 billion people will lack basic hand hygiene facilities. Okay, for at least 3 billion people, the quality of the water they depend on is unknown due to a lack of monitoring. 733 plus million people live in countries with a high and critical level of water stress. Wow, scary. When I read this, I get scared, okay? And only 1/4 of reporting countries have 90% of their transboundary waters covered by operational arrangement. So you see, that's related to peace. That's related to, each other. So if you are hiding something and you are not managing the water in your country, you don't realize that water will come into my country, for example. So you see, so there is a lot of this networking, collegiality, and peace among the world. So that's why the United Nations is a very important organization, and seminars or discussions like this, hopefully, I hope it is just not us talking, but at least it will be watched by people who are responsible in their own countries and will be watched by the United Nations. I'm sure many of them are already working very hard for it, okay, to ensure that all this is achieved. Now, okay. Clean water and sanitation, let's take a look at quickly take a look at what the overview and the key trends of what they're doing. Now, monitoring SDG 6 in an EU context, European Union, focuses on sanitation, water quality, and water use efficiency. While the EU has further progressed on access to sanitation, trends in the area of water quality have been mixed over the past few years, with partly rising concentrations of pollutants in both surface and groundwater. Progress on water use efficiency cannot be assessed due to the seasonal variability of the balance between water abstraction and renewable freshwater resources. Well, in the EU, they have 4 seasons, right? So it's difficult for them to study because on one season you have something suddenly dry, and the other season you have no one, stuff like that, okay? So that's the reason why they cannot have, they cannot assess it accordingly, okay? The balance between water abstraction and renewable freshwater resources. Okay, the next one. Why is SDG 6 the most important? Clean water and sanitation. Sustainable Development Goal 6 goes beyond drinking water, sanitation, and hygiene to also address the quality and sustainability of water resources, which are critical to the survival of people and the planet. So you see, challenge of unsafe water, inadequate sanitation, and insufficient hygiene kill 3.5 million people every year. Okay, how do you solve it? Stop dumping chemicals and waste into the environment, invest in sanitation, and raise awareness on best hygiene practice. Of course, there are many economic arguments on it, and there are also arguments by the people, why don't you give us the money? So there are a lot of economic issues. Okay, I won't dwell into that. Each country has their own, problems. All right. And the last part I mentioned about plastic, okay? Do you know how much plastic is in the ocean now? Estimated 75 to 195 million tons of plastic waste currently in our oceans, with a further 33 billion pounds of plastic entering the marine environment every single year. So we are not taking care of our fresh water, we are not even taking care of our salt water, which actually, it's 3/4 of the planet is covered by it. All right. So that's it. My sharing of SDG 6, Dr. Raja Rao. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank
I'm
you
done.
so much. Thank you so much for that beautiful presentation. The content you have taken, content you have adopted, the content you have explained was really so amazing. But because it's a benchmark, you have taken it from UNO that set benchmarks to all the globe, and really the way you have presented it so beautiful, sir. Really, it touched us. Thank you so much. Really, the importance of water, no one can deny. As I said in the beginning, we may survive for a long without food, but without water, we cannot survive.
You cannot
So-
last. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Khairuddin sir, you have concluded the first session with a great energy, with a great force, with a great strength. We know that you will do that. That's why you are in the last speaker in the first one, but you are the best. I know that because all four people who have done their presentations on sustainable development goal, they went beyond our expectations. So I thank all our chief guests for making this sustainable development goal 6th day, 6th SDG memorable. Thank you so much. Now we have a session, second session. Speakers, our beloved speakers will address the gathering. It's a 10 minutes late, but no problem. It deserves it. So I request all the speakers, please get ready. And it's a 5 minutes time, 5 to 7 minutes. Please make it 5 minutes, or if not, you can take up to 7 minutes, but not 10 to 15 minutes like that. Okay. I request Gayatri Jat, Advocate Gayatri Jat, ma'am, are you there? We follow the order, but there is a small. Gayatri Jat, ma'am, are you there? Okay, no problem. We'll start as per the session. In second session, first speaker, Chandamita Nath, ma'am. Chandamita Nath, ma'am, GD Goenka University PhD scholar. Ma'am, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Yes. Over to you, ma'am.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, you are audible. Please go ahead.
My name is Sandamita Nath. I'm from India, and I'm pursuing doctorate degree from GD Goenka University, Delhi, India. Well, my thesis is on sociology, and I'm specialized in labor studies. And I'm working on my region that is Northeast India. So, well, like I don't want to speak like many things about me. So I would like to cut it short and explain what is exactly I want to say on this occasion. Well, SDG, as many people have explained what is exactly SDG, and honestly, I'm a very newcomer to this thing. I have never spoken in front of so many people, so I don't know what to say. I'm really nervous right now. So okay, I just want to share three stories that is quite personal stories, and I linked that with this goal. First story is my mom. My mom came to Delhi some years ago, and like I took her to places in Delhi, and there, like I took her to Yamuna Ghat, and my mom started praying. Then after praying, she saw Yamuna Ghat, and she was like, "Okay, is it really Yamuna River? That holy Yamuna River? It's so dirty and unsanitary." And I was like, "No, no, Mama, it's really a Yamuna River." First story. Second story. 2-3 days ago, I ended up in a group with some of my seniors, and we were talking toilet facilities in village areas. Sharing their stories like, okay, when we have excreted in the fields during during some whenever we used to go to village and all these things. It was weird for me. Okay, fine. And the third story, very personal to me. I have moved to Delhi 9 years ago, and I'm 18 years. I have lived in Assam. That's my home place, and I was used to drinking direct tap water, and the tap water is cleaner than like the Delhi tap water. And when I came to Delhi for 7 months, I was really sick. I went to the doctor, and the doctor said maybe because of the water, I felt sick. And yes, it's true. The tap water in Delhi is very unsafe to drink. So I don't want to continue more with my story. So I would like to critically analyze these three parts. So the first thing, the Yamuna River, it's considered to be a holy river in India, but it's so dirty. People often mistakes Yamuna River as a drain sewage system, and this is something really wrong because I believe in Indian tradition. I believe in each and every rituals and customs that are related to the Indian tradition. And for us, Yamuna, Ganga, Saraswati, these all rivers are very holy to us. So it's our duty to keep the river clean so that wrong impression doesn't attract people who doesn't belong to India. And the second story, when my seniors were telling me that they like is creating outside, not in washroom. I mean, they are all educated people, more educated than them, than me. I mean, they are all like research scholars and they are poets, they are authors. But I was really surprised, joke about it. And it's not funny. I mean, like, come on, who does that outside? If you have toilet in your house, use that. Why are you going outside? So one thing I realized, during that time, no matter how much degree you have, education, the real education, how to be civilized is very important. Degree doesn't show how civilized you are. Your behaviors, your manners shows how civilized you are. And the last story about the drinking, I was saying about the drinking water in Delhi. So I had to buy mineral water from outside to survive for drinking as well as cooking. And well, I can afford drinking water. I can afford buying water. But what about those people who can't afford buying water? So the SDG 6 that follows the aspect of clean water and sanitation. I would like to bring it out some major aspects, like from my point of view, that we all should know the importance of sanitation. We all should know that if you're healthy from inside, even from outside also, you're going to be healthy. No matter how clean you keep your room or how like healthy food you eat, water is very important. The surrounding is very important. So if we start from today itself, if we don't stray outside, if we don't if we request all those people who provides water to give us like clean water to drink so that we don't fall sick. Um, that's it. So for me, SDG is very important and people are following, and I will say by 2030, like the goal, the SDG thing, what they proposed by 2030, they're going to change the world. I hope they change this, but at the same time, we as educated people, we should also make some efforts to change. Thank you. Namaste.
Namita, nice speech, nice speech. Wish you all the best for your education. You have done a commendable job. Being a student, being a research scholar, having a responsibility towards nature, water. That's why we have taken you as a speaker. Actually, we are not taking Indian students. We are taking only students from foreign countries. But when we see your profile and when we see your interest, really, we thought of inviting you. Thank you, because you made the day with your presence. Thank you so much. Now I invite one guest from Ecuador. Dr. Sylvia Z, are you there? Dr. Sylvia Elizabeth from Ecuador.
Yes, hello. One moment, please.
Yes, please take your time.
Okay.
Dr. Sylvia Z from Elizabeth from Ecuador, a special guest to this program. She's doing commendable job and she's going to present her views on Sustainable Development Goal 6. If it takes time, we'll invite other guests.
One moment,
Are you ready?
please. Okay. Welcome. Perfect. Hello. Received a fraternal greeting from Silvia Cueva Andrade, representing Ecuador. In this global talk on work, past and SDG 6. To Beijing, igual Beijing, saying that I felt honored to be here today. That area international global ONG Sustentable is among the category of #1 in organizations at the level of education, defense, and empowerment of human rights and global peace. Igual, please, it will say that in this long path of learning, it can rescue that without past, there is no life. There only way to obtain past is and will be diálogo. There are still selfish people who cannot reach agreements to achieve peace, perhaps because of lack of understanding or excess of ignorance and greed. A country where chaos, war, and there are regions is a country where there are intelligent leaders, on leader. Times it is necessary to ceder to achieve balance and with is pass. SDG 6 tell us about protecting water as the only basic resource of life and means of global sustenance. Without water, there will be no electricity, there is no human life, and we will become extinctions. Between these two factors, on one, the lack of path, and two, the lack of water, we will not come, which will eliminate us faster. But the two factors can be controlled. We man is submitting what we must not forget. Ejempli. Es todo, es exactamente lo que tenía que decir. English.
Thank you so much for representing Ecuador and giving a beautiful presentation on SDG 6.
Please.
Thank you, Excellency. Now I invite Dr. Manju Sarkarji, an assistant professor, Dayal Singh College, University of Delhi. Over to you.
Namaste to all galaxy of intellectuals, and thank you to Rajarao and Dr. Carolina ma'am for giving me the opportunity to share my views with this prestigious platform of World Summit 2023 by Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. It is a very incredible initiative. All over the globe, people are racing to achieve their goals. They almost forget their basic duties and humanities. Results are in front of us. Now we are again busy getting back to our powerful world, peaceful world. Today's lecture is also a part of our part of this. We set some goals for that. We listened to 5 of them in our last 5 days lecture. Today's subject is clean water and sanitation. My topic is clean water and sanitation for all. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all...
Dr. Manju ma'am, 1 second. Can you please switch off your video and switch on it, ma'am? Switch off it and switch on.
Yes.
Ah, yes, perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all are known that clean air and clean water are vitally important for all, yet we make it polluted in different ways. To maintain clean water in our home, we should be spending little extra money to buy non-toxic cleaner, biodegradable cleaners, pesticides and phosphate-free detergent and dish cleaners, because we know phosphate reduces the oxygen in the water. Come outside from home, we should dispose of toxic chemicals properly and stop to pour fat and grease down the drain. It should be kept safe from contaminating local bodies of water. Move to point. We should dispose of medical waste properly. If we flush medicines down the toilet and dump them in the nearest pond or creek, the drugs tend to accumulate in the water and fish and other wildlife will destroy. Moving to the field, if we want to healthy and peaceful future, then we leave some bad habits. We leave fast food. While chemicals will use in organic food, they tend to be produced with few synthetic chemicals, and these chemical pollutions end up in the water. We are the most intelligent human being in the world. So we should control our wishes and should take organic food with less amount of chemicals. Even fertilize green crops with minimal help of added chemicals. Move to the water of river, beaches and sea. Plastic shopping bags, plastic rings, bottles, and cans of drinks cause the inordinate problems in the nation's lake, river, beaches, and seas. Plastic bottles can last for decades in the water. So we should buy some reusable cloth grocery bags and container to hold drinks. Example, ladies and gentlemen, we know the tree has reduced erosion that washes pollution into the water. We can start a worldwide mission for clean water and plantation in land alongside rivers or lakes. Example is the Sabarmati River Fort project. In May 1997, the Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation launched a special purpose vehicle. The project aims to provide Ahmedabad with a meaningful waterfront environment along the banks of Sabarmati River and to redefine and identify of the Ahmedabad around the river. The project has reconnected the city with the river and has positively transformed the neglected aspect of the riverfront. It has been designed to provide wide walkways with access steps, ramps, and guards for pedestrians close to the water body. The water retained in the river remains clean and recharges the ground structure with storage of 12.5 million cubic meter clean water. This is a great achievement, and Chandranath Jha and Samir sir also told about our film and the reality, but I am staying in Delhi. I saw it. Clean water is provided in university campus who have not money for sufficient to buy the clean water. They can also collect clean water because government also provide a vehicle where anyone can take the clean water. So this information is not completely right. Now India government has came with a Swachh Bharat Abhijan. So every state are aware about that Swachhata and cleanliness. Then come to sanitation. Sanitation, if we discuss about sanitation, there have lots of steps. Basic and first step is basic sanitation in home. We all are known that clean air and clean water are vitally important. And to maintain clean water in our homes, we should be spending little extra money. And basic sanitation is defined.
There is some network issue. Manju Sarkar ma'am, are you there? We lost your audio and video, ma'am. Okay, we'll go with the next speaker. Ma'am will join. Dr. Razolu Caroline Sorano ma'am from Nagaland, National Media Coordinator, SIE-TIAE Innovative and Research Organization. Over to you, Caroline ma'am.
Hello, greetings everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, thank you. Since everyone has highlighted about the SDG Goal 6, I will share something what the government and the people has done initiative to help with the goal. When you talk about Nagaland, my people took it as a duty here in Nagaland. If you go up to the capital, it's very clean. If you throw a wrapper, there's going to be somebody who is taking pictures and pinpointing out on the social media. So it has become more like a duty to keep it clean. So I hope that the other cities across the country also adopts it well. And if you go to the village, it's very clean. You won't believe it. It is also my mom and dad, they're from the different village, but if you go walk in the village, you will not see a single wrapper. In fact, and when it comes to the water as well, I guess the people are more advanced, and like what one of the speakers, our chief guest, said about implementing the Indian system of education that has been passed down from generation. So likewise, we have been practicing water harvest. So, during summers, we gather the water, and it is during the winters that is being utilized. So I guess more than 6 months, there is difficulty of getting water because my state is situated in a hill station. Of course, there are people who are actually starting to be aware and of the we have sufficient water in there. There's no problem. But when it comes to sanitization, there's lots of complication because we have it's an international market, so we have people coming from every corner of the country, and I guess it is difficult to manage as well, but it is our fault in a way. Now, when you talk about, I wish at some point when I go, I also happen to visit certain places, and I feel sorry when, because of some religious rituals, like what one of our speakers said, a PhD student said, about not having a clean water, regardless of being a holy, something that is regarded holy as the rivers. So that's the same experience I had some time ago. I wish the people, it's not like they're unaware, they're trying to be clean, but it's not, maybe it's not to the point. So I guess it is very necessary to educate, like there are so many areas actually, there are so many places that needs education. And of course, people are also aware, they're also trying their best, but just because most of them do not get it, they do not follow the social norms. And maybe we can put more into it. And since I was also into the NGO for more than a decade, so we have been trying to convert the waste. We have been working on the waste management. It could be any waste that is not food, like the food management, we would convert it, or like anything that is plants, we would convert it into some manure for the for farming purposes. And when it comes to the plastics and all, we couldn't figure it out. But I met a person that is, please excuse me from hopping from one point to the other, just because the time is very limited. I'm just trying to squeeze it smaller. Okay. So I met a guy who in Telangana actually, well, on my return home. So there was one guy I met, he's from Tamil Nadu or somewhere, I guess. He explained to me about how to manage the waste, which could be converted to bioenergy. So that was an amazing and fantastic idea. I guess everything is at our disposal. It's just that we are maybe we are not able to channel it. But I'm sure, like, because we, everybody's doing their part. It's just that we need to collaborate, and maybe we can do much better, reach out for more NGOs, educating every possible way. I think what I can give about the best example is my state, because if I go to the village, like I said, it's very clean. But if I travel outside my state, there's lots of, there are so many places that is very clean. Okay, posh areas, they're maintaining it. What about people at the village? I love going to the village interiors, and there's lots of, there's good roadways, but sanitation, and yeah, and as well as water as well. Sanitation is one of the biggest problem that I've seen, and it's very difficult. Even if I try to work it out alone, it's very difficult. But if we are able to, reach out communities, especially the panchayat or something, we can, educate them Even though the government is doing so much, there's so many areas that needs attention. So maybe we make better strategies while reaching out to them so that they also have a safe atmosphere and because of unsanitized lifestyle, they will attract different kinds of disease, and we don't want that. And I guess that's what I have to say about the SDG 6. Thank you so much, Dr. Raja Rao and Dr. Caroline, for giving me the opportunity, and the speakers. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you, Excellency. Thank you so much. We are connected with you very well in many ways, including your name, because we like that name very much, because that is a name frequently used by this Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council platform, because she is the managing director of our organization. Your both names are similar. So we feel it's so great. Thank you, Excellency. Razoline ma'am, because you are there ever since we started all these campaigns. Thank you for extending your support to all our major programs and being with us and sharing your views on this beautiful SDG 6. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Dr. Manju Sarkar ma'am, can you please conclude if everything is okay their side? Dr. Manju Sarkar ma'am.
Yes, I will be happy if I can complete my paper.
Yes,
For
please,
network issue, I can't complete.
Yes, please.
Okay. Now I'm come to second part of my paper. It's sanitation, basic sanitation in home. Basic sanitation is defined as having access to facilities for the safe disposal of human waste, feces and urine, as well as having the ability to maintain hygienic condition. To maintain hygienic, we should clean our home daily. We can use floor cleaners, room freshener, and air fresheners. Toilet should be cleaned with Harpic and another cleaner. The wall will also be cleaned of dust. Everyone who comes from outside of the home washes their hand properly, be using hand wash. Hand washing with water and soap is key, such as after using the toilet or before preparing food, is protecting the household from diseases. Thus, we can maintain a hygienic of our home. Then come to second sanitation step, site or container-based sanitation. This method of sanitation entails the use of commercial service that offers specific sorts of portable toilet and distributes empty container when full ones are picked up. The service delivers and disposes of or rushes collected excrement in a safe manner. Community-led total sanitation. Community-led total sanitation is a method of improving sanitation and hygiene practice in a community that is primarily employed in poor countries. It focuses on an entire community spontaneous and long-term behavior transformation, which is mostly we can see in city like in India, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, and other congested Madras, like this city, they are facing this problem, community-led total sanitation. And if a next step is food sanitation. During the process of making food and preservation, we have to be careful if we want hygienic food. Then ecological sanitation, it's a concept that defined by a goal to complete the loop between sanitation and agriculture in a safe manner. And then come to next point, emergency sanitation. During the humanitarian relief activist for refugee, victims of natural disaster, and internally displaced individuals, emergency situation is essential. Emergency response is divided into 3 phases: immediate action, short-term action, and long-term action. Others are environmental sanitation, sustainable sanitation. If we see in social media is available, Gundulbari Primary School is the best example of sanitation for all the steps. If you're interested, you can search in social media. It's situated is very rural area in Purulia, West Bengal, India. But if you see the school, it's a primary school, but neat and clean. It's the best example of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. There are 91 students are staying, but everyone from gate to classroom and the toilet to office, everything is neat and clean, and they are maintaining hygiene in food also. So if I want to give any example, according to me, Gundulbari Primary School is the best example. Our motto also giving peace. I give 2 examples: Sabarmati Riverfront Project and
Madam,
Gundulbari
please conclude,
School.
ma'am.
Examples are giving peace and harmony to all, which is our only one motto. Thank you, all of Intellectual Galaxy. You are listening me patiently and giving second chance to complete me. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation with examples from government schools. Really, we are honored. Really, thank you so much. And now I invite, we are going to complete the program in 15 minutes. Katia Bilburi, are you there? From Georgia, Katia Bilburi, are you there? Okay. If not there, we'll go to the next speaker. Afolabi, advocate, Dr. Afolabi, brother, are you there? Afolabi Timothy Volanian, brother. Afolabi Timothy Volanian, brother, are you there? Okay. Dr. Litra Vinod Divex from Bahamas. Dr. Vishwanadi Panagrahi, sir. Dr. Vishwanad Panigrahi, sir. He is there. Sir, right, that's perfect. Okay, sir, switch on your audio. Okay, audio and video, perfect.
I am audible, sir?
Yes, sir, perfect.
Can I start now, sir?
Yes, sir, please.
Okay. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good evening. Namaskar and Jai Johar from Chhattisgarh, India. Today is the 6th day journey for the sustainable goals, and we are going to talk for SDG 6, clean water and sanitation. I convey my gratitude to Dr. Rajarao sir, Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council, Caroline ma'am, and the entire team to give me this opportunity. Just sir, 1 minute. Give me this opportunity to express my view, a ground level work with experience for saving of water and work of sanitation. I, Dr. Vishwanath Panigrahi, founder and president, Green Care Society India. I have been associated with the Swachh Bharat mission since 2014 and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals since 2015, and made people aware from village to village in rural and urban areas with public awareness rally, innovative programs, along with field work. An important occasion came in this when the awareness program of village Barbaspur of Mahasamund district of Chhattisgarh was given a place in Man Ki Baat by the Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi in 2016. Also, it is a matter of pride for me that recently on 30th April 2023, I got the opportunity to attend the special screening of episode 100 of Man Ki Baat at Raj Bhavan, Raipur, Chhattisgarh, along with Honorable Governor of Chhattisgarh, Mr. Vishwa Harichandan. I convey my gratitude to Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji. I also received many honors in the journey of campaigning of water saving and to make India open defecation free. District Navratna Master Trainer in CLTS program, Swachhata Doot, Cleanliness Ambassador, and ODF Men honor were given to me by Government of Chhattisgarh and several other NGOs. I feel proud to have received the ODF Men Award, which was given by Koma Khan Panchayat. Even today, many people know me by the name of ODF Man and Green Care Man, Dr. Vishwanath Panigrahi. Let us come together and join hands across the globe and work continuously for clean water and sanitation. Mr. Amujuri Vishwanath, Director and CEO of our organization, Green Care Society India, is actively working for the society. He is also a part of World Peace Summit 2023. Green Care Society India is working on care. Care means C for collaboration, A for awareness, R for 4R, R. We know about 3R, reduce, recycle, reuse. But 4th R, that is for repeat. 4th R is connecting for the chain of 3R. And this method is developed by Mr. Amujuri Vishwanath, the Director and CEO of our organization, Green Care Society. Environment and educational, social, cultural heritage, scientific research, innovation, health, etc. aspect. Now I like to come to the topic. The topic SDG 6 is for clean water and sanitation. First topic, let me express my views regarding sanitation, clean water. The United Nations has set 17 goals for the betterment of the world, and since 2015, the round of discussion and conferences are going on among all the member countries. Every person is concerned and striving for a better life in the world and a better life on earth. SDG Global Goals 1 to 17 are all interconnected, as everything is connected to everything. In the same way that the SDG Global Goals are connected to each other. Green Care Society, our organization, has been working since 2005 to promote clean and quality water and maintain sanitation to keep clean. I remember from my childhood to student life, 60 years ago, on the call of teachers and our elders and our community people, I used to regularly go to clean ponds, wells, puddles, water-related materials, etc. Through Shramdan, Sevadan, our elders at that time, I remember very well, our elders used to say, keep the water sources clean. Don't pollute the water. Don't waste the water. Make the best use of the water. This these all things, these all sayings of our eldermen, our people, our forefathers had a profound effect on my life, and I have been serious about water ever since. Today, when we are getting dire warnings of serious water crisis, I focused my attention on clean water and sanitation on such a global platform like Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. If there is water, then there will be sanitation. If there is sanitation, then clean water will be available. These two are related to each other. We all know water is life. Without water, life is not possible. Life is originated from water. In Darwin's evolutionary theory, water is the origin of creation. Many scholars, saints used to consider and says that Jal, it means water, as Adi Tattva. 1,000 years ago, water has been called the mother who gave birth to the whole world. Water is an important element among the 5 elements necessary for life. In our epic Ramcharitmanas, it is said, Khiti Jala Pavaka Gagana Samira Pancha Rachitaya Adhama Sarira. Water is one of the 5 important components of nature, without which life on earth is not possible. Knowing this fact, we are not serious about water, and our careless attitude and careless use have put us at the door of serious water crisis. Even water experts and scientists now they are saying that in the future, if you are not serious for the use of water, if you are not going to save the water, if you are not going to make the best use of water, then the next world war will be fought for water, not for land. People everywhere, what is the importance of water? Why this is happening? Please, people everywhere struggle for water. Pure drinking water is not available in about 70% of the houses. 60 million people are forced to drink fluoridated water. 40 million people fall ill every year from contaminated water. More than 1 lakh people die. There is no proper arrangement of drinking water in about 20,000 villages. Our country is known as a water-rich country. Why? There is sufficient of rainwaters through monsoon, but still why struggle for water? We have to think over it. About 4,000 billion cubic meters of water is received in our country every year through rain. But unfortunately, only 10 to 15% can be used. The remaining 70%, 75% to 90% of rainwater goes into the sea. All the rivers of country are full of garbage due to industrialization, pollution. According to an estimate, the water of 325 rivers is toxic and 150 rivers have dried up. Rivers are mourning due to encroachment. We have to work for the revival of rivers. It was greatness that I worked with the very honorable, very respected person, World Waterman, Raman Magsaysay awardee, Dr. Rajan Singh of Rajasthan, of our country. In water awareness and plantation works in the year 2009 and 2020. What he says, Dr. Rajan Singh, 10 years back, it is the wordings of Magsaysay awardee Dr. Rajan Singh. 10 years back, there were around 50,000 rivers in our country. 30% of the rivers have dried up in these years, which are fed only by rain. Since independence of India till now, two-thirds in the country, ponds, wells, lakes, puddles, waterfalls have ended. They have dried and died. At the time of independence, it is very remarkable matter. At the time of independence, there were 7 lakh villages in our country. 1 lakh villages migrated to Pakistan. 6 lakh villages left in India. Every village at that time, every village had 5 water structure. In this way, a total of 30 lakhs water bodies were there. But these out of these 20 lakhs water structures have been dried up. Now our water level is going down 3 meters per year. It would like to say something about how we can save water at our personal level, and also which I have used myself. I have some experiment in my home also. I am saying that some points. If there is leakage of the tap in your house, even in a single drip, from a simple tap, 14 liters of water wasted in 24 hours. It should be fixed, the stopper, immediately to save water. If you have a house, it is scientifically proved that 1,000 square feet roofs through rainwater harvesting can save about 70,000 liters of water in a year, which is equal to 100 liters of, if we distribute 100 liters of consumption per day per person, this saving water is equal to a family of 5 members for 5 months. I spent, I have already experiment for this. I spent only 10,000 rupees in my house for water harvesting. The water level of the borewell will never be less than this. In this regard, I would request to the governments, whether state or central government, that each and every house should be provided by rain harvesting system. If the person is not in a position, he is in a weaker section, not in a position to afford, then there should be some scheme. There should be help to that person to save the water. This is precious. This is very valuable to our nation. To get 1 liter of water from water, each and every house, I think each and every house is provided with RO system or water purifier. I have experiment of that. To get 1 liter of water from water purifier, water, which we can use to wash clothes, utensils, and put in trees and plants. Kent water purifier is installed in my house. We use it wastewater in the same way. Ask for such a water. Ask for as much water as you are thirsty. Some people, they demand for full glass of water while they are thirsty for half glass, and half glass went wastage. So that's why I'm telling, ask for as much water as you are thirsty. If you are thirsty for half a glass, then ask for half a glass. Otherwise, half a glass of water will go to waste. Do not leave the tap open while brushing or shaving or bathing. Open the tap only when water is needed. Don't let it happen overflow. Now I come to overhead tanks. How much water we are wasting if we are not serious for the overflow of the overhead tanks. Don't let it happen. Overflow to the overhead water tank on the roof of the house. Install an alarm which gives information before filling the tank. If our tank overflows for 10 minutes, then 80 liters of water is wasted through overflow. I have installed a device at my house along with the water tank, which gives information before filling, and it helps to save water. Sir, please. Now, second, sir.
Please conclude,
Now,
sir.
1
Because,
minute.
all
Okay,
our
okay, sir.
speakers-
Now just important for sanitation. Sanitation is the basic mantra of good health, progress, and prosperity. Many diseases include cholera, malaria, diarrhea, dengue, polio, anemia are caused by flies, mosquitoes, and germs. Growth is stunned by disease, and man moves towards poverty. That is why sanitation should be followed as a very important work of life. Health is wealth. Good health is the key to overall prosperity. That is why special attention is paid to cleanliness in worship, fasting. Open defecation. Now, one minute, sir, please, sir. Open defecation is the deadliest in this episode. Cleanliness is godliness. Cleanliness is more important than independence. These are the words of Mahatma Gandhi, father of the nation. He had a dream of clean India, independent India. He himself used to clean the dirt with his own hands and gave the message that dirt spread disease, poverty from disease caused economic injury. It was Mahatma Gandhi's dream to make India open defecation free. Prime Minister, Honorable Shri Narendra Modi, has fulfilled the dream of Mahatma Gandhi by making India open defecation free country. I am fortunate that I have worked as a Swachhata Doot and ODF man, open defecation free man, Dr. Vishwanath Panigrahi. And now I am concluding, I am completing my views. And I again thanks Dr. Ramarao sir, all members, Vishwa United International Royal Council to give me this wonderful opportunity in this global conference. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Raja sir. Thank you, sir.
You have done a fabulous job, sir. But it would have been in the beginning. I'm really sorry to interrupt you. Because
No.
the successful person in the world is whoever does a paperwork. After seeing all your papers, we would have taken you as a keynote speaker for climate action, sir, because you deserve it. Because you are working for green. You have done a fantastic job, sir. Because from A to Z, you have put forth all ideas whichever required for this water, and you covered the sanitation both. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And one more, thanks for extending your support to all our summits, sir, all our days, whether you are a speaker or not, you are with us. Sir. Because from the day one onwards, we can see your presence. Sir. That is a great support to us, sir, because you are being a senior person, senior most person, and you are the founder and president of Green Care Society, having such a great experience. Every day you are with us. We are honored, sir. Thank you so much. And we invite you again, sir, because nation needs your ideas. People needs our ideas. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Next, sir. We are concluding program in 10 minutes. Brother, ODME Sunday, are you there? ODME Sunday, are you there? Okay. Professor Solomon Musa Tarfa. Professor Solomon Musa Tarfa. Thank you, brother. Executive Director, Jew Mercy Children Development Ministry. He's been with us for the past 5 days, and 6th day he's the speaker. Having his presence as a speaker, we are honored. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Can you hear me very well?
Perfect, sir.
Okay, we have a very heavy rainfall here. Hello?
Yes, please continue, sir. Please continue.
Okay, I said we have a very heavy rainfall here. there's a downpour of rain heavily. And our light just went off, but thank God for the generator. I want to appreciate Dr. Rajaram, the other facilitators. Thank you also for all those that are around my fellow participants. And all around the world, I will say good afternoon, good morning, good evening. And also want to commemorate, just thank God for the coronation of the King of England today. My greetings to him from here. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk to you about the SDG number 6, which actually have to do with life. Here in Africa, or particularly in Nigeria, we recognize that water gives life. Without water, man cannot exist, because in every human, we have 60% of the 40% blood in our body. So if you don't have that 60% of water in your body, you cannot live. And rightfully, like the other speaker said, he said, water and sanitation goes together. It is not only water and sanitation. All the 17 goals are enshrined together. It is all the 17 goals that gives about what we call wellness. If there's no peace, there's no wellness. When there's no proper gender orientation, there's no oneness. When you don't have good health, there's no oneness. If there's no security, there's no oneness. So in all the 17 goals count a lot to us. And it all boils down on the well-being of a man. Now, I want to look at a little area under the United States Geological Survey. They kind of define water, clean water, as water that will not harm you if you come in contact with it. Why is it that it's water when you don't come in contact with bad water, except drinking water and the one in the swimming pool? You agree with me that we in Africa here, I've been to some villages practically. Let me give you an example. I've been to a village where I see people drinking water the color of a mud. You can't see even the water beneath it. It's like it's mixed with mud of sand. And they drink it. Why do they take it? They take it and it does not harm them because they have proper immunity. If we have immunity in us, it can also fight the dirty water we take. In some, not in all. And that is why we should also be able to eat very good, nutritious food. Nutritious food gives you quality vitamins and all proteins that you take in your body, and thereby having very good body immunity. And that is why, if you look at most of our people today, in most villages, they don't have clean water, especially the rural areas. If you go there, some of them, most of their waters are infected by germs like cholera, hepatitis, and so many other things. And that is why sanitation is very, very crucial, especially even in the rural areas. I was listening to radio yesterday in the car, and I found out that a local government in the metropolitan city of Jos does not have pure water, does not have even water in their tap. I was in Abuja 2 weeks ago to see my brother, who is a retired Major General about 30 years ago. He's retired as a general. He's presently one of the directors of Northeast Development Commission. Would you believe that in his house there was no water? The water was rationed in Abuja, the capital of Nigeria. Water was rationed. And his son made a call to the Water Resources Ministry and asked, when will we be having water? Can you imagine? So if we look at the SDG, we're talking about clean water. So how many people will it be obtainable before the year 2030? Because we heard that this development goal are stretched to year 2030. We have about 7 years to go. And that is why it's called Sustainable development goal. It's a goal that has to be sustained. But how is it to be sustained? In Nigeria today, I will tell you the truth, not only in Nigeria, in Africa, one of the problems or challenges we face are stakeholders. Nigeria is one of the stakeholders. It's a member state of United Nations who promulgated this very 17 SDG. We have a lot of corrupt people. When money is passed to them to implement such acts so that there can be proper water for the humans to take here in Nigeria, you will see that most of them siphon this money for private use. And that is why we have this problem. Corruption in Africa, corruption in the world, corruption in Nigeria will counter this goal of having water to humanity. Like I told you earlier, humans need water, animals need water. The plants that we grow, they need water. Virtually everything on earth, even the car you drive, if you don't service it and put water all the time in the laboratory, the car will stop, the car will blow. So virtually water is very, very reliable. And that is why we have to harness it and sustain it so that people that are dependent upon us can also benefit from it. I will want to say something again about what I read in microbiology. Sorry, I did not introduce myself as a professor of social work. I'm also a doctor of community care service, a doctoral fellow of disaster management. God has given me the privilege to do a lot of courses. Professionally, I have 7 professions. I'm a coach, I'm a certified coach, soccer coach also. So I was able to go through microbiology to check the definition of clean water. And it said clean water means water from any source where microbiological contamination, substances, and other toxics are not present in such quantities that may affect the safety of fishes, of birds, aquatic animals, and products in the environment of water. Now you can agree with me that if actually we have such contaminated waters in our seas, those that are in the profession of fishing will be laid out of their profession. Those that have restaurants that are selling seafood will be out of their livelihood earnings. And not only that, we have other animals like sea lions, we have seals, we have lobsters in the ocean that are dependent on their habitats. If this habitat is corroded by toxic waste, how are these mammals, how are these fishes to survive? We as humans are to sustain them. We are to help them. Let me give you an instance in my country. I like speaking practically of actually what happened to me. Some years back, when our late president, General Sani Abacha, was alive, you should know the story of Saruwiwa, the late Saruwiwa of River States. He was actually an activist who fought very hard with other 9 Ogoni members concerning the spillage of oil by companies like Shell and other companies in the riverine area of Nigeria. And the government was not happy because they were having source of money from that area. They were having kickbacks from these companies. So if actually these activists, they will listen to the activists, that means they will not have the paltry amount of money they've been having to sustain themselves. So what the president did was that, despite cries from United Nations, despite cries from mother body organizations for Saruwiwa and his colleagues not to be killed, the president of Nigeria hanged him. He executed the 10 of them, and Nigeria was sanctioned. Why was Nigeria sanctioned? Even though these people were doing the right thing, fighting for their people. Their farmlands have been disrupted by spillage of oil. The animals can no longer eat the grasses there because they are all damaged by spillage. So in such situations, what do? What challenge is when we have such challenges? How do we deal with the challenges? That means the middlemen that are there to collect what the United Nations, we have other organizations under the arm of United Nations like UNICEF, like UNESCO, name them. There are so many. All these organizations have come together so that United Nations will be able to pass across some levels of these SDGs. When we don't have faithful and sincere people in a country, responsible people that we can trust to delegate such people to United Nations to get all this support to deal with these mechanisms, these 17 goals we are talking about, because I said they are enshrined in one. All about security, all about gender equality, all about health and wellness, all about education. They are all integrated in one. If one of it is not sustained, if one of it is hampered with, it will affect the well-being of man. And we are talking about the well-being of man. When peace also is disrupted, like in Nigeria, we do not have peace. Before you can leave your doors open till late in the night. Now you cannot leave your door at night. Why? Because thieves will come, kidnappers will carry you. We no longer take our children to school. Some people don't take their children to school because the kidnappers will kidnap them in the school. These are issues. When there's no peace, the companies that are supposed to develop the
please conclude,
peace
brother?
of the country, there will be no
Time constraints. Time constraints,
yes,
please.
Yes, there will be no resources. Thank you very
Conclude,
much.
please. Conclusion.
God bless. Okay. Hello?
Will you please conclude, brother? Will you please conclude? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I will. So what I'm trying to put in effect is that we have some challenges, and these challenges are global. And that is why the United Nations decided to bring some initiative to sit with collaborating bodies. We call them stakeholders. These stakeholders are people we look up to that can help in this human degradation of lack of clean water. When the water is not clean, there's no how you can drink it. There's no how you can be healthy. Lastly, I was opportune to be put in prison. I'm an activist for children. I take care of children, orphans and vulnerable children. I was imprisoned by Nigeria. When professors are fighting in universities for increase of salary, I decided not to. There are 2 schools, universities in the world that are under me in Nigeria. But you see, I don't actually delve myself into their situation. At the end of it, when I was in prison, most of the prisoners I was with them in cells. Some of them don't bath for 3 months because the water is expensive. So if they don't bath, how can they be well? A lot of them are smelling. You can't even near them. So these are issues that have to be tackled. If our people that we trust and put as leaders cannot actually help us in such situations, then who will come and help us? I pray, finally, that we will look up to God. I believe in prayer because my own Bible said, if you ask anything in the name of God, he will do it. God is a person that listens to prayer when we cry to him. So we can also go in our closet and pray in our various religions and ask God to help us in all the situations we are facing. It's not only that this man-made situation, they are man-made situations. I pray God is going to help us more and more as we sit down to talk about these SDGs that will help the lives of people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear brother. Thank you so much. Really, that's so motivational, not inspiring. We are getting motivated with your speech. Really, the way you pictured Nigeria. Actually, before 2020, for some reason in film industry, Nigeria was pictured in a bad light, which means all movie villains comes from Nigeria. That was before 2020. But you know what happened after pandemic? The scenario changed. Nigeria unleashed thousands and thousands of intellectuals. Because if we organize one summit, we can see 50% from Nigeria. If we get international speakers, 100 people registration, 50% from Nigeria. So we are keenly selecting people because such a huge task we have before us, because there are so many intellectuals are coming from even today. If you observe any online platform,
that's great. Thank you very much.
At least 30% speakers are from Nigeria. Really, you are becoming a torchbearer in throwing knowledge, dear brothers. We appreciate you because we never ever think in Nigeria in that way. But after 2020, the scenario changed. Thank you so much, because you are one of the torchbearer among them. Because the way you have presented it, it's a motivational. It's a motivational. It needs more time. Thank you so much. That's so
You're
wonderful.
welcome.
Next, we have last speaker in this program. My dear brother, are you there? Mansur Hussain Shah, last but not the least. Brother, you have to switch.
Yes, I'm here. I have
Right.
to speak, not presentation. Yeah.
Thank you so much, dear brother. Just let me give a small introduction of my dear brother. Actually, he's the one who joined first. Syed Mansur Hussain Shah, senior Cambridge OA level English teacher, Beacon House, Bella Town Senior Campus, Lahore. Actually, whenever we organize a big program, he is with us. Today, he is the one who joined first. It's Salman sir. Then he's saying the last. But I know that he can give the better conclusion to this day. That's why, over to you, dear brother.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Rajarao, Dr. Caroline, for providing that chance. Well, dear audience, as far as SDG 6 is concerned, like water, sanitation, Pakistan has made significant progress in improving access to sanitation, yet 25 million people still practice open air defecation, right? Lack of access to proper sanitation facilitate impact negativity, then health and well-being of children. Well, 53,000 Pakistani children under 5 die annually from diarrhea due to poor water and sanitation. Children suffering from repeated episodes of diarrhea are likely to fall behind in school or drop out. Now, this is furthermore, it can also cause stunning that currently affects almost 44% of children in Pakistan. Pakistan vulnerability to disasters including earthquakes, floods, droughts, internal displacement due to conflict, that leave hundreds of thousands of affected people in need of emergency water and sanitation support. Well, sustainable access to water, sanitation, and hygiene in health centers and school also remain a challenge, especially for girls who lack adequate facility to manage their menstruation. The effects of climate change and rapid urbanization also contribute to challenge of improving access to safe water and sanitation. Well, an estimated 70% of households still drink bacterially contaminated water. That is an alarming situation. Well, to end, open communicate must accept using toilets as regular habit in their lives to eliminate open this defected water by 2025. UNICEF and partner supports the government of Pakistan's approach to total sanitation in the country. Well, access to safe water, sanitation, and hygiene is the most basic human need and for health and well-being. Billions of people will lack access to the basic services in 2030 unless progress continues. Demand for water is rising owing to the rapid population growth, urbanization, and increasing water needs from agriculture, industry, and energy sectors. Decades of misuse, poor management, over extraction of groundwater, and contamination of freshwater supplies have reduced water stress. In addition, countries are facing growing challenges linked to degraded water-related ecosystem, water scarcity caused by climate change in water and sanitation, insufficient cooperation of transboundary water. To reach universal access to drinking water, sanitation, and hygiene by 2030, the current rate of progress would need to increase for more. Achieving these targets would have 8 to 9 triple people annually who die from diseases directly attributed to unsafe water, inadequate sanitation, and poor hygiene. But in 2020, 74% of the global population had access to safely managed drinking water services, up from 70% in 2015. Still, 2 billion people live without safely managed drinking water services, including 1.2 billion people lacking a basic level of services. 8 of 10 people who lack even basic drinking water services live in rural areas, and about half of them live in least developed countries. Water use efficiently worldwide rose from $17.4 per cubic meter in 2015 to $19.4 per cubic meter in 2019. Well, last but not least, across the world, water stress level remains safe at 18.6%. Central Asia, Southern Asia, they registered high level of water stress at over 75%, whereas Northern Africa registered critical water stress level of over 100%. Since 2015, water stress level have increased significantly. Western Asia and Northern Africa data from 2020 suggest only 32 countries have 90% or more than the transboundary water covered by cross-border cooperative arrangements. Goal 6 aims to ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Water and sanitation are critical to the health of people and plants. Goal 6 not only addresses the issue relating to drinking water, sanitation, and hygiene wash, but also the quality of sustainability of water resources worldwide. Improvement in drinking water, sanitation, and hygiene are essential for progress in other areas of development, such as nutrition, education, health, and gender equality. Goal 6 aims to ensure availability and system management of water as well. And we believe that our countries, people, they're trying their level best to provide like clean water, to manage like less use of water should be vested. The global water crisis is expected to worsen if urgent action is not taken in making sustainable amends. Well, treatment and prevention strategy must be implemented through national authorities and at individual level. Awareness on the use of clean water must be emphasized, and proper administration of water managed policies should be implemented. Immediate and active sustainability for water resources can ensure safe water for Pakistan, not only for countries, but for all the countries in the world. Well, I believe that we should follow slogan, feel the problem, the crisis of water, focus on the implementation and providing the clean water, and then fly with the safe world, providing the availability of water to the world, those who are needy. Thank you so much and have a good evening.
Thank you, dear brother. Thank you so much for giving a beautiful conclusion to this program. Again, every day there is a feeling. Yesterday it was touch. Today it is professional and motivational. Really, as we are listening to the speakers, thinking that we should go to the society and do something for the water. That's the feeling that we are getting today. We got motivated by this program. Thank you so much. We did our job best. Thank you so much, all the excellencies. Today, whoever presented their versions of sustainable development goal 6, really, that's so motivational, because everyone inside feeling that, hey, let's do something towards water and sanitation. That's the feeling we got at the end, and that the feeling we should create, inculcate into the society. We'll do it, and that is already happening, but we should take our responsibility. We have so much to do it. And before the vote of thanks, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Vishwa Caroline ma'am, President of this World Peace Summit and Managing Director of Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council. Over to you, ma'am, for your concluding remarks.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm so delighted to see all the eminent speakers, nationally and globally, who has given excellent inputs and insights, which are very important for us to note down and implement wherever, whenever it is required, as we are focusing on sustainable development goals 1 to 17. And 6th day, it went on extraordinarily great with the eminent speakers globally, with the great experience and knowledge that you have shared with us. So I humbly bow my head and convey my gratitude to you all for being with us and presenting your knowledge and experience, sharing everything with us selflessly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for that beautiful concluding remarks. Now let's say thanks to all, because so that we can feel satisfied. I feel happy at the end of the day by saying thanks to all. Brother Syed Mansur Hussain, brother, thank you so much for your concluding speech. You are the first one who joined, and you are the last one who delivered a beautiful presentation.
Thank you. Welcome.
Then Ambassador Dr. Stephen, brother, thank you for joining, and thank you for extending your support every day. Thank you, brother. Keep up the good work. We'll meet on 18th, brother. Dear brother Stephen, Dr. Stephen.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Dr. Archana Priyadarshini, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Even after completion of
wonderful session.
Yes, thank you.
Many things we are learning.
Yes, thank you so much. And we hope that you continue the journey till 18th day, so that you can be able to support to us. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yes. Then Dr. Vijay Kulkarni, sir, let us do that, sir. Bharat knowledge system, whatever the thing you have in your mind and whatever you people are doing already, let's take it to next level, sir. I like that concept very much. We all together, let's give wings to that idea.
know the problem.
We do that, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Vijay Kolkari, sir. And Dr. Manju Sarkar, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. You have shown great information from native schools. That's so much great in your presentation, ma'am. Thank you for the hard work you've done, because you did research in your area and you have presented it in a neat manner. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the beautiful presentation. Then Inga Kasilava, ma'am, from Georgia. Are you there, Inga ji?
Yes, dear, I'm there. I'm here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Actually,
Thank
we
you so
have
much.
planned to celebrate her birthday on 18th at the valedictory ceremony, but somehow ma'am advanced and said that, I would like to present a keynote on water and sanitation. Then I said, we feel it's an honor to have your presentation on 6th day. Then we invited her as a SDG keynote speaker and as a special guest, and she did a fantastic and fabulous job. Of course, she always does it, but this time a bit more. Thank you, Excellency. Thank you so much, bringing lots of love from Georgia on SDG.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Good
Then,
luck, everyone, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Then Geeta ma'am, let's continue this journey. You are invisible, but no problem. Your presence is always there. You are with us. Your support is always there. Thank you, ma'am.
sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Then, dear Ogawa brother, today you are the speaker, but somehow I invited you, but you didn't. But anyway, thank you, brother. Thank you for joining. Poonam Godi ma'am, thank you for joining every day. It's a great support and source of inspiration to us. Thank you, ma'am. Please keep up the.
Thank you.
Please continue that support till 18th day. Thank you so much. Then Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas, ma'am. Are you there, Excellency? Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas, ma'am. Can you please switch on your video?
You caught me there. Just about to move.
No.
I was just about
if you
to
are there
move
till the
on.
end, we will catch you. Because that's my turn. Say at least hi to. Please.
Hello. I just came, I've been enjoying the teaching since we started our great conference, World Peace Conference, since Monday. And it has been a great, great event. We've listened to great leaders. I mean, world leaders. And they've given us a lot. And we are ready to take action after this conference, because I know that we are ready and we can do it together. And yes, we can. So I'm not here to speak. I'm here to relax. As you can see, I've been relaxing. So thank you so much. And congratulations to our great brother, our great leader, Dr. Rajao. Thank you so much for all the great works you're doing. And also Professor Dr. Fiji Caroline. Thank you so much for organizing this great event for us to come together all over the world and to share and also to listen, to learn from one another, and also to do the work together, really. Because I know that this conference is the beginning of the beginning. So when we come out of this conference, we want to take action. And I pray for the grace of God to be sufficient for us all. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Excellency. Thank you so much. We are honored and blessed to have your short and sweet speech at the end. Thank you so much. Of course, there are many people who are involved into our success and our journey. But Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas, Excellency, is a bit different, because she is the first one. She was the first one. She will be the first one, because even if you ask after 10 years, say something about international journey, we start the first name, Professor Dr. Queen Elizabeth Lucas. She is the first one who joined our international group. She is the first one who attended our international first webinar. And in all ways, she is the first. Thank you, Excellency, because on the day you said that you can, and today we are doing that. Thank you so much. As you always inspire generations, next you are inspiring the coming generation because Jason and Prince are closely following you. Thank you. Please nurture them. They will do the best. Thank you so much.
1 second,
And-
sir. Yeah, 1 second. On this platform, I would like to convey my gratitude and also forgiveness because Madam invited, but I couldn't attend the meeting today, the conference. So humbly, Madam attended our conference and stayed us together. So I should say, kindly forgive me, ma'am, for not attending.
We are
this-
family. We are family and we are working together. So no apology at all. We
Thank
are
you.
together.
Thank you.
We are together.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sister.
Thank you, ma'am. Professor Khairuddin, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. If there is a man of the match award, we will give it
Thank
to you.
you.
Sir.
I spent a lot of time today. The first few hours was with Professor Queen Elizabeth. And after that, now I'm still with her. I'm sure she must have got bored looking at my face.
Okay, great. So you have given us the energy, sir. That is the special. I know that every day one will do that job because when having energy for yourself is different, having energy to radiate, it's entirely different. So that is the capacity our Professor Khairuddin sir has. Whenever he appears on screen, just he will do the job. He will do that. He encourages and gives energy to all speakers. That's why we are at the end, even at the end, with your smile, still we can get that vibes. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Accepting our invitation, for giving beautiful presentation, and for this much of energy you are giving at the end. Even it is 10:45. We thought that it is 9:55 we end. Today, water and sanitation, it's a dry subject. It may end at 9:50, something like that we thought. But it is up to this time. That is because of you, the energy given by you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And our people still are there. And Nada, just wait. Professor Salman, brother, thank you so much. And my dear friend Srikanth Kalurkar, sir, really we were very sad. Yesterday, I felt really very sad and sorry for our beloved friend Srikanth Kalurkar, sir. Say hi.
Hello. Hello, Rajarao.
I
I want to add a small point.
Yes, sir, please.
You have been to Shupri Akkalkot with me, and you have
Yes,
seen
sir.
Agnihotra. It's a homotherapy. When you add ash to the water, the potability of water enhances. Here is the not only low cost, but tiny cost, lowest cost solution. Maybe with 30 cents per week, a family can get pure drinking water. It improves the turbidity, color, pH value, enhances the iron. So there is a solution. We appeal the people from community here that more research in this direction can be done, because this is from the ancient Indian knowledge. But the mention about that is there in almost all the established religions of the world also. So probably the God must have given a solution to the present day thousands of years ago. There is a need that with the tools of modern research, we do a research in that direction and then find out how it works and how we can get potable water from the water sources that we are talking about. And with lowest cost, like not more than 30 cents per week for one full family. So I suggest that we can do that kind of work also. And appeal,
Yes, sir, sure.
take up the research further.
Sure, sir. Sure. Already we are studying all your research, sir. You sent us all the papers. We'll do, sir. We'll do. It takes a bit time because you have to be like last year, Srikanth Kalurkar, sir. Then we'll come to you and we do all the work, sir. First, we wish for the speedy recovery of your health. Get well soon, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
So
With grace of God, I am recovering fast.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And my dear friend, Professor Nada, say hi in the end. Suman brother, thank you so much, brother, for joining. Dear Suman brother.
Hi.
National Carolyn ma'am, thank you so much to you. Nanaji, if you say thanks, then we'll say what.
Yes, I will say thanks. I joined today a little late because I already apologize. So this what I listen really great. Water is important. I will say that really in Croatia we are still lucky because we have so many water and still it is not a problem. So who knows until will that be here so many statistics, so many new solutions from our great speakers. So great work, Siraja, today, Madame Caroline. All you rocked 6 days. You rocked 6 days. So
We rocked
congratulations.
together.
to
No,
all.
we rocked.
Yes,
You
6
still
You are
days.
organizing member. You are organizing
And not
member.
today. Great, Professor
you still have another 11 days, yeah? Dr. Rajara? Today is only
Yes,
6.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, 11 days.
11 days on 12th day we are celebrating, and valedictory also a program day.
Okay.
Thank you, Nadaji. Actually, I requested Nadaji not to attend today due to some personal problem. Someone passed away in their relatives. I requested her not to join, but she said I join at the end. Thank you, Nadaji. Thank you so much for the support. We remember all your services because you are the one. Of course, you always support. That's a different. But this time, this World Peace Summit is very challenging. But at this challenging, at these turbulent times, at these problematic times, if a person standing tall with us, really, that's so great gift. Because sometimes we couldn't cope up this pressure. I thought of many times stopping all this and going away from this place. Such type of ideas will hit our mind many times. But as a human beings, we should fight because I created this design background with all these people because these people 6 months back they send us the messages thinking that we would make this peace summit a grand success at global level. So 2-3 months back, our governors, our chief ministers, our central ministers, they sent messages to us, trusting us. Really, so these images, their pictures will always remind us, do your duty in a best way, such a way. So Professor Nadaji or whatever the members that are with us, all the members, they're all in one way or other way, they are giving us energy because temptations will come, stress will come because many problems will come in our journey when it is a continuous journey, but we have to stand tall. So I take this opportunity to thank Professor Dr. Vijay Carolyn ma'am because in this journey, she is really doing an amazing job. Because once the program ends, we'll talk 10 or 15 minutes on the phone for today program and tomorrow program. Then that's all. It gives all the strength and energy and we'll be on to it. So after 24 hours, then same thing will happen. So really for this all journey, whatever the Vishwa Humanity United International Royal Council for the last 3 years it's been doing, the backbone and standing tall behind all the screen. Just because of her throat pain, this time she is a bit cold, but otherwise she would have taken 50% of the screen. That's what we discussed actually before this World Peace Summit starts. But anyway, in 2-3 days, everything gets better and ma'am will come. And because when she speaks, she is so inspirational speaker, then the days will come anyway. So everything will come sooner on to right place because already we have been giving a great momentum with our people, and from tomorrow onwards, some more eminent people are joining from international platforms. So it's going to be greater. At the end of the day, we make it greatest because we have God's blessings. We have blessings and support like you good people, and we are doing for a greater cause, that is for global humanity. Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. With this notion, we conclude this beautiful 6th day, which ended with lots of motivation and lots of positivity. And we invite the great 7th day tomorrow. So Let's all welcome tomorrow day. Let's prepare for that seventh day, Sustainable Development Goal 7. And the eminent people are coming, and please do join tomorrow and support it. Thank you. Thank you so much. With this note, we are concluding 6th day of World Peace.